it's hard in the beginning to see beyond the individual sense of character. So and we think we've got to dump that, and that somehow that sense of Fred and Susie are that's our enemy, and that's what's holding us back, and it just isn't true. And so as we go along, what we figure out is that it's not a matter of making contact. It's a matter of just noticing. Just notice what's here, because there's actually no Fred here to look for a Fred. And the individual cannot find the infinite, because the infinite cannot be seen until the individual is seen through. As the seeing through, the sense of the personal, the sense of the I or me, as that develops through how is by noticing the sense of being, right? But what is it that's noticing the sense of being? The sense of being is noticing the sense of being. Attention is paying attention to attention, by which I mean that attention is, most people will agree, is a form of it is localized awareness, the sense of localized awareness, and the sense of localized awareness is looking for awareness, which you can see the problem right there if you have a bit of insight, which is that if I go looking for the Fred body, and I go looking around the house for the Fred body, I can't find it. Doesn't matter what closet I look in and what under what bed or anything like that, I can't find a Fred body, because it'll be the Fred body looking for the Fred body. And what I have to do is notice, and I'm probably going to pass a mirror or something like that, and then I'll go, oh, that's right, I'm the Fred body. This presence here right now, this consciousness that's here, this ordinary consciousness, is also the extraordinary consciousness. But it's usually pretty ordinary until it's noticed that there's not someone carrying this consciousness around. Because there's the sense of I have consciousness, right? Or I am conscious, or I went unconscious. When we say I went unconscious, what we're talking about is that this unit lost its sense of being. There's no memory of what it was. What was it like? Well, it wasn't like anything. I was knocked out. And so there was no sense of being. Same thing with deep dreamless sleep. So when we begin to search, when we do a committed search for the independent being, the Fredness, the so-called Fred here, we go about that and we're committed to it, and we really do a good search. What we'll notice is no matter how good a search it was, we can't find it. And our dilemma is that there is a false character that the ego invents, if you will. And this false character has heard that the enemy is the false character. Character goes looking for the false character so that I can get rid of it. But the problem is that's like the Fred body looking for the Fred body. It can't happen. Simple. It's not easy until it is. But once it's easy, it's like falling off a log. And waking up is just noticing that you're already awake. Everybody in the world is already awake, because there's nothing but awakeness. And we're not awake as individuals. Fred is not awake. Susie's not awake. Robin's not awake. There's just awakeness itself that is sort of playing a game almost. It's like it's inhabited. This single consciousness that's looking through these eyes, the same thing that's looking through yours. This single consciousness is inhabiting every body, including my little Willie's. Yeah. Because Willie has a sense of being too. He just doesn't have a sense of being Willie. So what we have to do, and this, which of course Susie has done long ago and Robin has done long ago, is we have to recognize that what we're doing as so-called individuals, it's what awakeness is doing. So it's not a mistake. It's just part of the relative experience. Is that in most bodies, there will feel like there's a Fred, and there will be believe that there's a Fred, and Fred will be scared to die, and all of this. But the truth is, there's nothing in existence other than this unborn true nature that is not other than you. And so true nature right now is talking to true nature. True nature is experiencing true nature as a room, right? True nature was here and gave us an announcement, which was lovely. And so there's just this true nature. And when we get an idea as a seeker, there's no seeker here. There's seeking, but there's no seeker. You can't nail. That's the false character. I'm seeking. No. There is seeking, but you're not doing it because there's not a you. What we're doing is we're hanging our spiritual future on the idea that one day, soon we hope, that the imaginary character that does not exist, the thing in our heads that we believe is a separate Fred from oneness, separate from oneness. There's oneness plus a Fred, but as you can see the dilemma, that's two-ness. So what happens is that oneness believes that there's something else, and it's waiting for the imaginary character to someday, for God's sake, make it soon impermanent, wake up and notice that, my God, I'm an imaginary character. And that can't happen. Bugs Bunny does not wake up in the middle of a cartoon, right? And that's what this would be tantamount to, is, my God, I'm a cartoon. This Wiley Fox doesn't bother me at all. And so it's what we're training here is attention, and clearing is the transfer of attention from the outside to the inside. And when I say the inside, it doesn't mean inside here. It means inside here. Because I'm thinking that whatever oneness is, it certainly can't be this. But when we look at it, well, what do we call it? We call it oneness, don't we? So oneness is thinking there's something else, but that would be, you'd have to start out from two-ness to have that be true. So we see through the false character, and then usually we don't. And then we do again, and then we don't. And then we get a glimpse, Maybe we get a day of clarity or something somewhere along the way. And then one day, we just notice that we're already seeing the world from the eyes of God. And when from the eyes of God, if I don't let the cravings of Fred, you notice that everything here, in the absence of a Fred, everything here is fine. The presence of Fred, I've got a long list of problems here.